Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
What? Dude. Fish on.
Get ready for the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's newest destination for fun, featuring the world's biggest poolside tailgate party with 3 levels of action, 6 pools, and a 143-foot screen. The fun is always on deck with all the games all year long. Stadium Swim, located in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Book the time of your life today at CircaLasVegas.com.
RowPaint.com is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. It's Coach Leon Rice and Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's 4-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Happy Thursday to you here at Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're pushing towards 5,000 on that. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on X all around the world, where we will meet our special guest here in a couple of minutes. But welcome on in. Beautiful day outside. Finally, some nice weather. You got the Mountain West softball tournament going on. Good luck to Coach Schultz and the Broncos. They play at 12:30 today. I'll see you out there. 12:30 today against Fresno State. Boise State hosting the Mountain West softball tournament starting today. So a single elimination game for Boise State today at 12:30. So make sure you check that out. Good luck to the softball team. Obviously, Spencer Danielson talked yesterday. We may get into some of that after our special guest. Likely going to be something that Jay Tust and I discussed tomorrow. So I know there was some erroneous reporting and tweeting and a whole firestorm that came from that yesterday. We'll address that on tomorrow's show and dive into that a little more. We'll have some clips from Spencer Danielson as well. The full 21-minute press conference is up on the Bronco Nation News YouTube channel. You can go check that out. Listen to Spencer Danielson. What was reported that he said, you won't hear because it wasn't said to begin with. And it was also said as part of a conversation that was supposed to be off the record. And so just a whole firestorm of things happened yesterday over there. And really none of it needed to happen. It's unfortunate and feel bad for Spencer Danielson and everybody over there at Boise State, the way it played out. But Jay Tust and I will discuss that tomorrow and get into what Spencer said a little more. And Maddox Madsen getting the number 1 reps to start the summer. And the fact all these schools were tampering, trying to get Ashton Genty to leave. We'll get into all that stuff on tomorrow's show. Do want to throw in a quick plug before we get to our special guest about the golf tournament. The BNN golf tournament is coming up on May 31st out at Timberstone in Caldwell. The morning is sold out. We got some afternoon foursomes left. I want to sell this thing out. So if you're on the fence and you want to get in for the afternoon, I'll give you $50 off. $50 off your foursome if you jump in for the afternoon. Help us sell this thing out. We're trying to raise a lot of money for charity. You get all kinds of free swag on the course, some drinks, a great lunch from R&R Barbecue, and you get to, Cutwater tasting out there. Cutwater Spirits is going to be out there doing free tastings. You can win a hole-in-one. You can win a new car with a hole-in-one from Lithia Ford to Boise. Pastry Perfection is going to be out there with some donuts. And again, Spencer Danielson, Coach Rice, all your favorite coaches, players. Tyson Degenhart's going to be out there. Some football players as well. I know Jonah Dalmas, Maddox Madsen. So we're going to have a lot of fun. And again, if you sign up for the golf tournament, you get access to the happy hour event the night before as well. So make sure you jump on in now. May 31st, it's coming up 3 weeks from tomorrow. We're running out of space, but we want to sell this out. And again, if you come in for the afternoon right now to help entice you, to help us sell this thing out, we'll take $50 off your foursome. And again, BroncoNationNews.com/golf, or you can email me, Rains@BroncoNationNews.com to get more information. We got a lot of comments rolling in, and Boise, excited to see who is unveiled next for the tournament team. Derek says, let's go. Time for some hoops talk. So, again, we'll get to some of the other topics either after the guest here or tomorrow. But we told you every Thursday here for the next 2 months or so, Bronco Nation News is going to be a part of the unveiling of the TBT team for Boise State. Once a Bronco. And again, we have kind of partnered with the team as the official media partner here. We're going to be every Thursday bringing on, not only telling you who it is, but bringing on the player for a live interview to catch up with kind of what they have going on, what they're doing. And then obviously it culminates in Boise here in a couple of months. We'll have the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, the game to raise money for this team, July 17th at Bora High School, 6 p.m. If we can sell this game out, we're going to try to broadcast it on Bronco Nation News, but we got to sell it out first, and then we'll see if we can broadcast it around the world to folks that want to check this thing out. But super excited about this, and super excited to unveil the second member of our team. The first member of the team was Justinian Jessup. We went all the way to Germany to welcome on Justinian Jessup. And our second member, we're going even further. Actually, I'm not sure if it is further, but it's a different time zone, a different day. We're going to Japan, and let's bring in our man, Thomas Bropleh. Thomas, how we doing, man?
I'm good, man. Nice to have me, BJ. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, really appreciate you coming on. It is midnight over in Japan. You stayed up late to come on with us. Super excited, Thomas. Congratulations for making this team, being on this team. And I know you did it a couple years ago, but you got to be pretty fired up for this, man.
Nah, very excited. Obviously we did it 2 years ago. It was a success at the end of the day, that first year. And then, coming back and, taking a year off with it and getting it back going, it's just such a great thing for Boise, the alumni to get back together, and to represent Boise, this great university that all helped us throughout our careers after, so it's a great thing. And, I'm so blessed to be a part of it.
Well, I want to talk about your time at Boise State, your time about what you're doing now. But, again, 2010 to 2014, you played at Boise State. You're now in your 9th professional season. But as I said, we'll get to that in a second. You played on this team 2 years ago, man. And I know it was the first time doing it for Boise State, a lot of learning experiences, a lot of growing pains. And I feel like you guys are in a better spot this year to have some success with this. But what was that experience like 2 years ago? And you kind of headed that up and were really involved in that. Now James Reed has kind of taken some of that off your plate this year. But tell us about the experience a couple years ago and what you guys learned and why you think this year could be different.
The first year is always the hardest. I think, just getting back out to Boise, that was the first time I was out there since 2015. So it was just, great to reconnect with the university, with all the people in the athletic department, in the training, in the training room, and just everybody that's a part of the Boise State basketball. It was just great to reconnect with that. And then obviously connecting on an alumni level with players that are overseas that you get to talk on FaceTime, but it wasn't like, back when you were in Boise in college. So to be around those guys again, it was such an unbelievable experience. And, that week was amazing. Just, getting better as well, working out, training, and trying to go win a game. Obviously, that's the end goal, in the TBT to go win it all and to work towards that. So it was just great to be around all those guys and, just, rekindle, what we had back then when we were all just, young pups in college.
Bropleh balled out in TBT last time. Goodness, Derek's pumped to have you back on the team here, Thomas. What about just what you learn in terms of the caliber of teams you're going to play and how it works and traveling down there together? And how do you think, for you and maybe if there's a couple other guys that have been on this team before, how do you think that's, going to pay off, you think, this second time around?
Yeah, the first time, you understand it's a high-level competition. It's TBT. It's professional athletes, professional basketball players all over the world, very high level. Each year there's more and more former NBA players in it. So you got to understand that it's a very high level. You have to prepare, and that's something we can improve on from 2 years ago. So obviously having James as the head coach, spearheading this thing, I think obviously with the players we are contacting and trying to create this roster and build it, we're trying to win. We're all competitive. We all do this for a living. So it's just about, bringing awareness to the alumni, coming back to Boise, representing these colors again and trying to go out there and compete and, win.
What does it mean? I mean, and again, we're visiting with Thomas Bropleh. He has been the second member announced on the TBT team for the Boise State alumni, just joining Justinian Jessup. They'll be in Boise in July for a week of practice and training, and then they'll head down. I believe you guys are in the Houston, Texas regional, right? Down there after that, and we'll get into that. But, Boise State basketball, Thomas, has some tradition, but doesn't have the tradition of, some schools out there in terms of just the NBA players or the, postseason success or whatever. But when you look around and you see, and again, we're not going to let too much out of the bag with the roster here, but when you look at the caliber of players you guys are putting together for this roster and the fact that you guys are all playing overseas around the world, I mean, quietly Boise State basketball has done had some really successful players like yourself, 9 years still playing pro ball, and some of these other guys around the world that are playing right now, and guys on the current team that are pushing in that direction. But just what's it say about Boise State basketball that you're able to put together a team like this with all alumni, all high level caliber players? I mean, it shows that the last 10 plus years, and I guess in particular the Leon Rice era here, you guys are churning out some talent. Maybe if it's not all guys that are ending up in the NBA.
Exactly. Like you hit it on the head. The Leon Rice era, I think ever since, he stepped foot in Boise, he's created a culture, obviously winning, haven't had the postseason success, but that's very hard. But winning, Mountain West championships, being in the top 5 in the Mountain West is not no easy thing. So, having that talent to come through Boise this past, decade and a half, I think this was Leon's 14th year, So just having that talent and then having that talent be able to play professionally all across the world, that shows the strength of Leon and his coaching prowess and recruiting. And also that he recruits players that can play professionally at a high level. So it's all, it's all together. And, obviously I can't say it enough that we're all excited to represent Boise State again.
And I think you mentioned recruiting. You were part of Leon's first recruiting class, right?
Yes, I was. He was. I mean, I don't know if I told this story, but he was recruiting me at Gonzaga. I went to a prep school out east in the NEPSAC, one of the best prep school, high school leagues in the country. I had 11 D1 players on my team, and Leon was recruiting me there, and he got the job at Boise. I had a couple other visits. I went to Boise, and I said, that was it. So, he was the first, me, Ryan, and Jeff were the first recruiting class there, and
crazy to think he's still at Boise doing his thing.
Crazy, man. How the time goes, it goes by so fast. Just yesterday, I was there, playing, in the Mountain West, playing against those San Diego State teams, those Nevada teams, those New Mexico teams that were great back then. It goes by so fast, but at the same time, you understand that was the springboard to this professional career.
2010 to 2014, as we said, you were part of that NCAA tournament game against LaSalle in 2013. When you just think of your time putting on the blue and orange at Boise State, what memories, thoughts come back into your mind, whether it's teammates or coaches or specific games or that you had or the team had, or just what memories start to flow back when you go down memory lane for your time in Boise?
A lot, the competition in practice, obviously the games at home against LSU, on the road at Creighton, even going to Iowa, going to Michigan State and playing those, high caliber games. And then all the games in the Mountain West, beating New Mexico by 1 in the last second shot, that team, Alex Kirk, Bairstow, that elite team. So
you would have beat him in the tournament if you didn't get ejected.
Yeah, and also that, that tournament game.
Bring up the negative, man.
You brought it up. I ain't want to bring it up.
I can't get that out of my mind when I think of Thomas Bropleh, man. When I think of Thomas Bropleh, unfortunately, you were by no means a player, a dirty player that would do something like that. And I just, I don't even remember if it was an elbow or something, but that was ridiculous.
Now, what happened, Jeff still apologizes to me. Jeff Aloriaga still apologizes to the day. He didn't call the back screen, so I was late. He's every time I see him, he apologizes. But, it's just an unfortunate situation. I was just up in the air. But, just, all the good games, all the competition of the Mountain West, being there so many times with San Diego State, even through the losses, being up on them by 20 points when they were ranked number 5 after they just beat, Joel Embiid, Andrew Wiggins in Kansas 3 days earlier, so, and all that, even the summers and the open gyms and the grind, all the coaches going through it, you remember it all, it's not just one specific things, you can look at the games and, look at certain moments, but it's just the whole thing as a whole, and just how that first recruiting class was basically the beginning of this journey in the Leon Rice era.
And I know some fans maybe are a little frustrated in terms of still looking for that first win in the tournament, but you see what this program has done, getting to the tournament 3 straight years, some of the wins they've had, some of the games they've had, winning the tournament, the Mountain West tournament in regular season a couple years ago. What do you make? I know you try to follow from afar. What do you make of just the current state of the program and where Leon has this thing right now?
Yeah, I mean, being in the NCAA tournament every year is no small thing. It's tough. There's 350 Division I schools, and that's 68 schools. So you got to give credit to that. Obviously, you want the success because this is about competition and you want to win. But all things considered, they've been one of the best teams in the Mountain West the past 4 years. I mean, the past decade. If we're going back to Derek Marks being, Player of the Year, Chandler getting drafted, Boise has had so many players come through, and just elevate the program, and it's continuing to this day. Even I know the now with the transfer, portal and all that is different, but even to this day, the level of talent that is coming through Boise, I think all the fans can appreciate what Leon has done for the city of Boise.
We're visiting with Thomas Bropleh, played at Boise State 2010 to 2014. He's going to be on the TBT team. He's coming back to Boise here in a couple of months as we continue to unveil the players every Thursday here on the show. And what jersey are you wearing in that picture there? Because you've worn several during your pro career here.
So that picture is this year, actually, in Japan.
Okay.
Blue and orange. Played for Team Veltex Shizuoka, unbelievable city, about an hour outside of Tokyo by the Shinkansen train. Can see Mount Fuji every day. Just been an unbelievable experience to live this life, and to let a basketball allow you to travel around the world. It's just an unbelievable blessing. I can't say it enough.
We were talking before, and I was writing down all the places you played, and I ran out of room on my sheet of paper here. You've been able in 9 years, man, as you said, to travel the world. You mentioned now you're playing in Japan. You've played in Spain for 5 years. You've played in France, Germany, Portugal, now Japan. How many languages do you speak, man?
I tried to learn the Japanese. That's tough. That's tough. But those 5 years in Spain, I picked that up very well. So I can speak that very good. Not fluent, but almost fluent. And then all the other languages. You just try to immerse yourself in the culture and whatnot. But I try to learn. I try to learn the languages.
Speaking of Spain, I'm not sure, and I don't want to put you on the spot here, but Alvaro Cardenas, a point guard that's coming to Boise State from San Jose State, from Spain also. Someone's asking your thoughts on him.
So what's crazy about Alvaro is he's
you got
from
a connection
Granada.
There, right? You got a connection.
Yeah, he's from Granada. So he during COVID, he trained with us, the team. So he trained for about 3 weeks, I think, in December. And I remember back then he was telling me, I'm trying to go to the States. I'm trying to go to the States. And to see him now, committed to Boise State is so full circle. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He's such an unbelievable talent. Just at that age, practicing with us, you could see his high IQ and understanding of the game and understanding of the moment, not fazed by professional athletes, So I think Boise State, got a good player in him. And I'm very excited to, be more in tune because of a player like him and have past history with him. So
did you help? Did he talk to you before he committed? I mean, do we owe you a little bit for getting him there? Or
yeah, always. I told Leon I'm still getting him recruits. So but it was his decision. But if anybody asks me about Boise State and my time there, I have nothing but good things to say. So it was easy to talk to him and tell him about my experience at Boise State.
Well, one more just about your pro career, and then I want to ask you a couple final questions about this game. But just you mentioned it, but getting a chance, like you said, wake up in Japan and the other places you've been. I mean, I know everyone's dream probably growing up is to play in the NBA and be an NBA All-Star Hall of Fame or whatever, but you're getting paid to play the game you love, and you're going and playing in some really high-quality leagues and making some decent money. And like you said, getting a chance to have experiences traveling the world that nobody else would get to have. I mean, what's this basketball journey been like for you?
It's been great. Basketball was never my first love. I grew up as a football player, but I just geared towards basketball. And ever since I put my mind to it, obviously, like you said, you want to play in the NBA. That's the dream of everybody. But I think at the end of the day, this is still a blessing. To reach this far, even with the college career I had up and down, to be able to make it this far 9 years, it's just a blessing. And, it couldn't be done without, those times at my high school in George, prep school year in New Hampshire, and obviously my 4 years at Boise State, which taught me so many different aspects of the game. So many different roles, so many different roles. I always talk to Leon every summer about that. Like, I learned every single role at Boise State, the 8th man, the 10th man, the go-to guy at the end of my senior year. I learned so many different roles. So I'm so appreciative of Boise State and what I learned from them, and that's allowed me to have this 9-year career. So just trying to come back now with this TBT.
Yeah.
Give the fans something different, in the summer for them to, be able to look forward to,
3-point contest and dunk contest in the game. I know the game in Texas, obviously the actual tournament is the main thing here and what you're probably excited about. But I mean, just to come back in Boise, fill up Bora High, hopefully, and they're going to have some of the current players involved in this as well, the former players. or even trying to get like a legends bracket with a Matt Bauscher or an Abe Jackson, some of the legends out there for the 3-point contest, at least. I'm not sure any of them can still dunk. But just what this night in general, and I know you guys are raising money. You got a lot of funds you got to raise. There's a GoFundMe page out there as well that you guys have all over social media. You got to pay for folks like yourselves, flights back from Japan and all over the world. What should fans expect, I guess, with this night and this team? And if they're able to buy a ticket and come or donate to the GoFundMe, what would kind of be your sales pitch here?
It's basically, this Leon Rice era and all the players that have, come through, coming back as alumni and showcasing, what this means to us, how much this means to us, coming back to Boise and coming back to represent this university. I would say that obviously we're going to have so many alumni coming through. We got the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, the full TBT game, so fans can get more accustomed to the TBT rules, and just understand the aspect of TBT, and just overall to just have a good time and just maybe change the flow of the summer mid-July, obviously at Bora High School. And I think it's something that this is just the tip of the iceberg as far as what we can do with bringing this game back and having alumni come back. So we're really excited. James has done so much for this to happen, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to it so much. We have so many alumni. I can't say that much. I can't say it enough. And obviously the 3-point contest. I know Bausch can still shoot. I see him sitting courtside at the games, on the refs every night, every game. So, that dude's passionate. He used to be in the open gyms.
I think it'll be time for some of us to get the trash talking back at him now when he gets back.
Yeah, exactly. Him, Kobe Carl, Sanchez, all the guys, Reggie Larry, So this is also a Leon Rice story about him since he's been there 2010. But this is also the previous group that showed us the ropes, even if they weren't a part of Leon Rice's recruiting class, those guys showed us the ropes more than anything. And we just gave it to the next, So we're, it's, the alumni goes back even further, So obviously. Yeah.
It's just kind of a big appreciation, a big celebration of Boise State basketball. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you talk about coming back to Boise, man. I mean, I talked to James. He's not shy about it. Like, they're hoping to sell this thing out and show the TBT that, you guys need a regional the following year in Boise. I mean, what would it mean to you to get to play a game in Extra Mile Arena again?
That's unbelievable. You see my smile. To think about being on Extra Mile one more time, that's unbelievable. That would be such a privilege to do that and to represent Boise and the great city it is, and the great university it is. I think Boise is such a great city for something like this. Something like a TBT in the summer. I think it's there's so much potential, and we've been talking about them being a regional for 3 years now. So it's a long process, but obviously we gotta do this alumni, this Legends Classic really well to show them that it's possible, and Boise's a great city that could be a regional, and obviously that benefits everybody in the university and the Boise State team, and obviously the fans first and foremost.
Derek says, got our tickets, can't wait. Ashley says, I got 5 tickets already. See you there. It's going to be a blast. So folks are fired up. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're in the playoffs right now, or what's kind of the status of your season here?
Nah, we just played in the quarterfinals. It's over. So it was a good year though. First year at this level, we reached the playoffs. That was the goal going in. So, did everything that was expected, and it's been a great year here in Japan. And now just looking forward to the summer, going to the TBT. If obviously we need y'all's help with the GoFundMe and everything. It's this is something about, bringing us together, and this is for the city of Boise to represent y'all. So, all the help is greatly appreciated, and we look forward to being there. We have fundraising events and, volunteer events we're doing. So we're looking forward to being there.
Yeah, and we're hoping we can sell this thing out, and then we'd love to even broadcast this game, this 3-point thing on Bronco Nation News here if we can, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it, man. Thank you so much for staying up at midnight here from Japan and coming on with us, and you said it's already Friday morning, so you're way ahead of us, I guess.
They say Japan, Japan in the future,
Well, we appreciate it again, man. Best of luck staying healthy here and traveling back, and we'll be seeing you in Boise here real soon. You and Justinian Jessup, not a bad duo to kick things off. And I know fans are going to be super excited when they continue to hear more players get announced to the roster. But again, congratulations. Way to go. Glad you're back doing this again. And we'll be seeing you back here in Boise real soon, man. All
right. Appreciate you having me, BJ. To the Boise faithful. Can't wait to be back there. And, go orange, go blue.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Thomas.
All right, see you.
There he is, Thomas Bropleh. We appreciate him for joining us. Awesome stuff. Again, had a great career at Boise State and did some big things. Again, was part of an NCAA tournament team, which is a pretty elusive club. It's only happened, 9-10 times. So to be on a team that played in the NCAA tournament, that was obviously a big deal and did some great things at Boise State. And again, 9-year pro career, Spain, France, Germany, Portugal, Japan. He's doing big things over there representing Boise State basketball. And I know he was very heavily involved the first time around and then now is back as a player. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see this team come back to Boise. We'll keep this thing rolling for a few minutes. Let's take a quick time out and thank a couple of our sponsors. We got a lot of comments, a lot of things still to talk about. So, hey, Cutwater Spirits, more than 35 flavors, pre-mixed premium cocktails. You can pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate or that next round on the golf course. Rowpaint.com, our title sponsor. Concrete coatings, perfect time, 15-year warranty. We've had it done twice on our house. We're going to get it done on our new house. Love the concrete coatings. They just transform that garage. And so we're super thankful for our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. So all your painting needs, go ahead and check them out, whether it's interior, exterior, all your painting needs, check them out at rowpaint.com. Tyson Degenhart's working with ICCU, Idaho Central Credit Union, the best in the business. ICCU is by far the best mobile e-branch online banking. And again, super appreciative, thankful, Idaho Central Credit Union. You're looking for a new bank, you're looking for an easier experience. I can't recommend it enough. I wish the Raines family had made the switch sooner. Idaho Central Credit Union. Bauscher Real Estate, helping us sell our home, helping us buy a home. Again, BauscherRealEstate.com, the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. And again, no home too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let him help you out. And again, a personal service. I've noticed this firsthand here, why he is ranked number one. So make sure you check him out. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. And of course, Ridley's Family Markets, 13 locations around the state of Idaho. And again, the Shop Ridley's app, you can download savings up to 40% off. Or you can get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, shopridleys.com. I mentioned, there's a lot going on with football and stuff. Again, not trying to, we'll talk more about that stuff tomorrow. I know you guys are speculating on players that are going to join the team. We're doing it once a week here. We're not going to announce all the players now. We will do that as we move forward here. So every Thursday, we'll announce another player, and you can kind of see who's added to the roster. It's going to be a very high-quality list of guards, I'll tell you that. They're working on some post players, but you look at the guards they got on this team, it's going to be super, super impressive. So, again, Spencer Danielson, the video is online. You can go check it out. And again, it is what it is, the stuff that's circulating out there. But Jay Tust and I will discuss that more tomorrow. So this was kind of a basketball day and talking about that. But 21-minute press conference. It's online. Go check it out. Spencer Danielson talked with the media, a variety of topics. And again, we will break those down. The good, the bad, the on the record, off the record. We'll get into that tomorrow with Jay. Again, softball game, 12:30 today. Go check them out. The Broncos playing Fresno State. It's sunny. The weather is finally warming up. It's supposed to be above 70 today. So, again, go support the softball team. They play at 12:30 against Fresno State in the first round of the Mountain West tournament. And then Jay Tust and I tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll be back to discuss a lot of different topics, good and bad. So join us tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll see you at the softball game. And go get your tickets for that TBT team. Appreciate all you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com.